where stories told. Let your journey now begin. In the magic, let's dive in. So tell me, what do the cards reveal? What's the truth they conceal? She's the high priestess with the key to every question that's haunting me. A lover's heart or a warning from the past. In the terror's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. In the tarot's embrace, I'm spellbound at last. Truth's come undone, it's a dance we must face. In the chaos, I find my place. The moonlight glows, the veil is thin. Lunar affinity will call again. Thanks for walking in the light, where guides whisper pure insight. Until we meet, the cards will wait. Mystic whispers guide your fate. With every message our spirits send, for cosmic dreams our souls transcend.
Hello everyone, happy Tuesday. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome in everyone. Teichi, thank you for the donation. Is it Techie? I don't ever know how to pronounce your name. Techie one? Maybe it's Techie. Anyways, thank you for the donation. We do the free list first, and then we'll get over to donations. So once the free list closes, we'll get started with your in-depth reading that you donated for. If you want, you can get your question prepped. In about 10 minutes, we'll get started with the donation list. We are going to start with the free questions. Thank you guys for liking the live. I'm going to wait for a couple more people to join us and drop their questions below, and then we will get started. Please make sure if you dropped a yes/no question in the chat that you are liking the live stream as well. Really appreciate it, Shar. Thank you so much. Thank you for liking the live. I appreciate it. Okay, I'll let you know, Techie. Make sure if you're dropping a yes/no question, you are liking the live stream. All right. It looks like we've got quite a list going, so let's get started with Kayla. All right, so Kayla, I think that you're gonna get a yes for this question. I do have the Eight of Pentacles, but the first card out is the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man talks about delays or things taking a pause or not going the way you thought it was going to go. So maybe they offer you a position but maybe not the position you interviewed for, or maybe you don't hear an answer as soon as you thought you were going to. There is a level of like potential disappointment with this, but I do feel like an offer is on the table, so you'll have to come back and let me know how that worked out for you. I have next up is Maya. Maya, I am getting a yes. Six of Pentacles. This person has the same feelings that you do. You're welcome, Kayla. Shar. Yes, King of Wands for Shar, which is also Aries energy. Maya, you're welcome. Hello, yes, Knight of Swords and Ace of Wands. This is for Lynn. Shar, you're welcome. I'm getting a no, Lynn. I have the Five of Wands. Anna, no. Five of Wands again for you as well. Techie. Yes, the Magician. Lynn and Anna, you're welcome. This is for Hazel. No, Eight of Cups. Ray. Ray, I think you could do with or without attending this reunion. I don't think it's going to make or break your life at all. I have the Chariot, and in this card, it's depicting like this way or that way, either way. I don't think that Spirit has an opinion on it really. Six of Pentacles is also here. It does indicate that you'll get out of it what you put into it. So, if you want to spend time with the family and make the best of it, then I think you'll feel rewarded. And if not, I don't think it's going to be the end of your world if you don't go. Gabriella, maybe Seven of Cups, but I am leaning towards a yes, Queen of Swords. You're welcome, Ray. You're welcome, Hazel. You're welcome, Gabriella. Sienna, yes, Knight of Cups. Hello, guys. Welcome in. I'm doing good, Nat. Thank you for asking. Nat. No, the Hermit. You're welcome, Sienna. Pure Heart. You're welcome. I'm well, Techie. Thank you. For Pure Hearts, I'm gonna say yes. I have the Page of Wands, but as we all know, Wands and Cups play on different sides of romance. Wands is passion and Cups are emotion. So if we're talking about romantic feelings, his leans more passionately. This could indicate desire, lust, physical attraction, where the emotions aren't necessarily involved yet. And because it's the page, it does tell me this is very new. These feelings that are stirring within JP for you are very new or underdeveloped, I guess you could say. So yeah, there could be like an attraction and a crush there possibly. Cherry Blossom. Shar, thank you for the donation. I am going to take a quick break here in just a second to run to the restroom. We're going to answer this last question for Cherry Blossom, and then we're going to move on to donations. Techie says, do I do spicy readings? I do them offline. So if you're not following me on Instagram, I definitely recommend doing so. I offer something called offline readings over on Instagram. So on my story, like if I'm doing those readings, I'll post a story and I will say that I'm doing spicy readings. I offer for $15, I do spicy details, which I have a deck of like specific like words or something like that that the person might be thinking about you, and I will summarize it for you as well. And then I have a $20 option with spicy first person messages. You do get a picture of the spread, and I will summarize the general tone and feeling that I'm picking up from that reading. And then if you want a mix of both, like you want details and you want first person messages, I will pull for you. I will also take that picture. That's $25 and I will send a summary. I typically don't do spicy reads on live anymore. I did a long time ago, but I noticed that a lot of things were getting censored over here on YouTube and it just was not worth the hassle. So I typically will avoid it. People would post questions, they'll have like a spicy question for me, and then YouTube wouldn't let them post the comment. And then sometimes I was getting flagged, sometimes I was getting reported. I don't know if they were just trolls or if YouTube is just really strict. But basically, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not going to fight this at all. Um but I do offer them online, or sorry, offline, and I will email them to you and summarize it for you and take a picture. So if that's something you're interested, you can always follow me over on Instagram. And I offer those. It used to be more rare. I used to only do those like once a month, but lately I've been doing them like once a week. So definitely look into it. You can even ask anybody in here who's gotten that done, um, if they enjoyed it or not. Let's go ahead and answer this question for Cherry Blossom real quick. And then, like I said, I'm going to run into the restroom real quick and we'll get started on donations. So, Cherry Blossom, will you meet your life partner in 2025? I'm getting a no, Cherry. I have the 10 of Wands. All right, let me update the donation list as well. Okay, so Techie, we've got you for an in-depth. Shar, I've got you for a BOGO. This is the order right now, and I will be right back. You're welcome, Cherry. While Techie posts their question, and then as soon as I get back, we'll get started. Hey, Techie. All right, so you wanted me to look into an update on this person, MJ or MG from work, feeling and viewing you, or anything I pick up on. Okay, let's take a look here. Shar, if you're still in here, if you want to drop your questions, feel free to do so. It can be either both of your BOGOs or at least the one question you want to start with. If not, that's okay, but just make sure you're here when I call on you. All right. How is this person feeling and viewing? Techie. How are they feeling? How are they feeling? Are you my Leo that was in here the other night? Okay, because the Queen of Wands came out, and that was kind of the energy I was picking up for you last time. It didn't come out. The Queen of Wands specifically didn't come out, but it just did just now, and I was like, I think this is my Leo in here. All right, let's see. How is MG viewing her? How's MG viewing her? Hi, Marie. Welcome in. How are you? He feels like you, and this is kind of like a side note. It's not necessarily like the biggest part of this reading by any means, but he feels like you're very you're very much almost like a leader. Like you don't let other people influence you. You trust your own decision-making skills. If you have an opinion about something, no one's going to just come and sway you and try to swindle you and change your mind. You don't get influenced very easily. You're very much a thinker for yourself, a free thinker. You don't conform. And all of this has to do with like leaning very much on your own intuition, what you're feeling, what you're thinking. And I feel like he views you as someone who kind of sets themselves apart because you don't follow the pack. You don't follow the herd. You would rather be alone and feel in alignment with your own decision making skills than to be a part of the herd and a follower and like have people around you with that mentality. So he feels like you're the type of person that really follows your intuition. And maybe you're alone in that. Maybe there's certain opinions that you have or certain feelings that you have, and you're alone in it, and other people can't see that part of you. But you're like, I don't care, because if other people doubt it, they'll eventually see that I'm right. And there's definitely this confidence about you through this way that he's viewing you, that he's picking up on this for you. And then also, I have the detective archetype indicating that you have really great observation and intuitive skills, and that you would rather learn and make judgments for yourself rather than letting someone else tell you what to do. Now something he is saying is you're the goddess. Okay. So he feels that you're very ethereal and benevolent and that you have this like compassion within you as well. Um, with the Queen of Wands here, I want to elaborate a little further. He is indicating that you turn heads when you walk in the door. He is observing the attention that you get from everyone else around you. If you guys are just joining us and dropping yes or no questions, that list is closed. I do have a timestamp here at about 15 minutes ago that the free list is closed, and it's a scrolling banner across the screen. Donations are the only things we're working on right now. Okay, guys. Thank you, though, for liking the live. I appreciate it. If you're interested in free readings for me in the future, make sure you stay subscribed and get here early. The first 15 minutes of every live stream, I offer free readings. So back to you, Techie. In regards to this Queen of Wands, he's saying that you turn heads and that you are the type of person that commands the room. You command the attention of other people very effortlessly, very naturally. I think that MG is like really aware that if you guys were to get together, you would be like the trophy. You would be someone to show off. He would be very proud to be with you because maybe it would make other people jealous. Like, he is very aware that you are the prize, essentially, that including that goddess energy. Now, he is showing romantic feelings for you. We have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups has to do with feeling some sense of romantic feelings towards you, but also the Knight of Cups has to do with like matters of the heart. So the Knight of Cups is basically like his desire or fantasy to wine and dine you and take you out on a date and really show you off, like really show you around, make your day or your night very special. And we also have the King of Cups. So you do bring out this like instinct in him to want to be more open with you, maybe more transparent with you. The King of Cups indicates that, you know, you also seem like the type of person that he could trust. The King of Cups is a masculine energy, so you might give off very much like independent, I can do it on my own, I'm a boss ass bitch vibe by yourself. So he might be picking up on that a little bit as well. But in general, like, he views you romantically and he feels like you're a really great catch, and he feels like you are very confident and you stand your ground and you don't follow other people and what other people say. And he feels like you're very ethereal, very much like a goddess, almost like otherworldly. You give off this like very, very unique type of energy. So you said you're going to send for a mini. That sounds great. Let me know what your question is. He actually asked to help you with something recently. You declined, not because you didn't want him around, because it's not his job. He was blushing. Oh, he wanted an excuse to talk to you. Shar, hello and welcome back. If you want to post one or both of your questions now, feel free. I'll hold on to it because you're actually next. So that's up to you if you want to post now. Shar, I have your first question. Techie, we're shuffling for you right now. All right, so with his romantic feelings and the desire to take you out, if this develops into a relationship, how will he treat you? Okay. So techie. If this were to develop into a relationship, I think he would very much cherish you. I have the 10 of Pentacles, meaning from his perspective, he would want this to continue on and on and on. This would be like a long term thing in his mind. A lot of times, the 10 of Pentacles can indicate someone who is with you and they don't ever see an end to your relationship. They want to spend forever with you. They probably will tell you that they want to spend forever with you. Basically, like this is the type of person that just doesn't get tired of you at all. And a lot of times, the Ten of Pentacles can indicate that they see a future here, that they may even want to marry you, may even want you to be their life partner, spend the rest of your days together. It's just a very like long lasting, long term enduring kind of energy. And I also have the Ace of Pentacles. So the Ace of Pentacles talks about like the beginning of something special. I mentioned that he would likely cherish you because the Ace of Pentacles means like I feel like I have treasure. I feel like I have something important. And a lot of times Ace of Pentacles will translate to some type of token of love or token of appreciation. And a lot of times when you think of a token of love, you think of like a proposal or something along those lines. We also have the world, which talks about wanting to be with you to the very end, feeling complete with you, just really generally wanting to treat you special. He might have a love language of like the way he likes to give love is to give you things. So he might spoil you quite a bit. The Six of Wands is essentially like either I feel like the Six of Wands could really be any love language, but it's more so geared towards either gifts or words, like compliments and their attention, their time, things like that. But basically, he would show you that he appreciates you. There is one little minor detail that I feel like he would be kind of possessive of you because he cherishes you so much. He might be quick to get jealous. And if you like that kind of thing, then I think that that's fine. But if you're the type of person that's like, no, I really want someone to respect my space. And like, if they trust me, then they should just let me go off and do my own thing. Like, for instance, if you want to go hang out with the girls and you're going to a club, he might feel a little uncomfortable about that. So there might be like, no, just like jealousy. Um, So like you might notice that he'll try to like maybe hide it, but I think you're going to know. And so, in the beginning this might feel like a restriction for you, but maybe as the relationship goes on, you really just don't care to do things separately from him and it's really not a problem. However, there are people who go into relationships with people who are completely not jealous at all, literally whatsoever, and then there's people that are like really controlling, possessive. I feel like he falls more like in the middle somewhere where he's going to maybe try to hide it at first, but maybe he will feel like once he gets more comfortable with you, he can vocalize that. Again, Techie, you are a catch to him and he wouldn't want to lose you. So we really want to make sure that the relationship starts off in a place where he's very secure within himself, because then you're not really going to run into too many hiccups. But they are saying that he feels at all times that he's very much in competition with other men. Even if you guys got into a relationship, he would still feel like someone could just take you away. So what I feel deep down truly is that if the relationship continues, as the relationship grows, the more secure you make him feel in the relationship, the more loved, the more trusted that you make him feel. This will ease up over time because then he's going to know that you love him more than someone else. But in the beginning, it might be him feeling more like he's in competition with other people. Um, a time frame. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I mean, like, honestly, a little jealousy is kind of healthy. It kind of reminds you that, like, okay, yeah, like he knows he could lose me. Like, he needs to make sure that he stays on his A game and doesn't get too comfortable in this relationship. And like, a little jealousy is fine. It's just like if you guys have completely different lifestyles, essentially, like say he's a homebody and you're not, and you like to go out and do things, that could be a point of contention in the relationship, because he might feel like you like it's never good enough to just be home with him. So that's why I was bringing it up. I wasn't necessarily sensing like fighting, arguing, controlling type of behavior. I was more so saying it could be a personality conflict. Um, so to be honest with you, Techie, with both of the questions you asked, I wasn't picking up on a time frame on any point. Because you asked for an energy update, so I looked into current energy, and then you said if you guys were to develop into a relationship, how would he treat you? Like neither of those would really give me an indication of how the relationship is going to progress. So I don't want to tell you the wrong thing because I'm not sure. I could assume that if he has like a crush on you and he feels that you're a catch and he's like really into you, that he would want to pursue that. But again, we didn't talk about action. So I really don't know. And I don't want to steer you in the wrong direction and tell you one thing when that's not the case. You're welcome, Techie. Thank you so much for stopping in. Okay, so next up we have Shar. Shar, we're going to shuffle for your first question. Yeah, good luck. I hope that it works out. I hope you guys get to at least start talking more. You'll have to let me know like how this progresses for you, and or You're more than welcome to, like, next time you see me, you can donate for maybe next actions or something like that. And that might give us a little bit more of an indication of what to expect in the future. All right, what can Shar expect to happen in the love life? Shar, do you want kids? Do you want kids, or do you want, if you have kids, do you want another one? Because I see you finding a life partner and getting pregnant. Or like having a baby. Maybe there's a surrogate situation. I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm really feeling strong pregnancy around you. I can say without a doubt you get married, or you have like a life partner where it feels like a marriage. Basically, you're spending the rest of your life with this person. You're scared you won't be a good mother. You're scared of giving birth, but you do want kids. Yeah, I think you have one. I think you get one. Now, I don't know if this is if I'm picking up pregnancy because that's related to motherhood and fertility and all of that, but there's a child in your future. Like that could be surrogate, because I was picking up on that. And if you're scared of giving birth, maybe you go the surrogate route because you're like, I do want a child, but I don't want to like do it myself. Or you could potentially like become the adoptive mother of someone else's pregnancy, of someone else's child, or you could fall pregnant yourself. But I feel like you have one kid at least surrounding you. Um, and I think that this life partner that you make with this person, this is that this is like that person that you have the kid with. The 10 of Pentacles and 10 of Cups are here, which means marriage. It means spending the rest of your life with someone, meaning that like at the end of your days, you guys are holding hands. This is like the growing old together kind of energy where you're creating life and having a child who then has a child. You're living like the gray haired, like, grandparents' life with this person, this significant person to you. Um, and, like I just see lots of love and like lots of people around you. So, maybe you have your own child and then maybe you adopt or maybe you foster, but there's definitely children. I think you both are wanting this, and there's a desire for creating, I think, even generational wealth for you and this person. So I definitely see a house that you guys own together, or some at least one form of property. Maybe even some fur babies around as well. Let's see. You guys come from very like traumatic or turbulent backgrounds, I feel, and you both can relate to each other in that way. So this could be like really bad coming from like bad relationships or coming from connections that really weren't serving you, that like maybe you were putting a lot of like tireless effort into and really feeling you weren't getting something in return. Or this could indicate like maybe your childhood wasn't the greatest. Maybe there was like a traumatic experience that you had that maybe he can relate to or your partner can relate to. I'm saying he, but if you're not interested in men, obviously just take that with a grain of salt. But I feel like you guys kind of come from, you almost make like lemonade out of lemons. Like I feel like you guys really come to each other, see each other, like understand one another in a way that's very unique and respect each other's past, but really try to make each other's life better, if that makes sense. So like a little example that I can give to you that to try to explain what I'm saying. Like I am the oldest child married to an oldest child. And as the oldest child, we have a very unique experience. Granted, my husband and I didn't grow up in the same household, thank God. But we both have like a unique experience of like what the pressures were like, what the responsibility was. We both have like a worrier personality. Um, there's trauma surrounding some like the way we were raised in certain ways that our parents would raise us, and like places from like it stemmed from places of fear. And it's like we both had completely different experiences, but somehow we relate to each other because in a sense, even though we have completely different parents, completely different childhoods, completely different, like we've lived in completely different places, there was like a common ground that we found, and we really understood each other in that way. And that's kind of what I'm trying to say, that you get that with this person, this love of your life. Like it's like he sees you in a way that um maybe you felt like you haven't been seen before, and he really gets you, really understands you and wants to. And then you do the same for him. And it's like it really stems from maybe coming from a place that hasn't been so successful. It hasn't been so great, but somehow when you guys meet each other, you're able to turn lemons into lemonade. Um, yeah, you'll really get one another. You'll really resonate with the other person. That doesn't mean that you're not going to have personality differences. Obviously, there's going to be different things that, you might be, very extroverted. He might be very introverted, or vice versa. Or like you guys might have different interests. I'm not saying you guys are going to be like identical in personality, but where it matters, where it counts, you feel very understood by one another because there is this common ground where you can empathize with each other, and you kind of make it so that way if like life wasn't that great before, it gets even better when you meet one another, and you're like adding value to each other's life. So it's like it's almost like a transition, or like a, yeah, like it just feels like there's some kind of shift that happens once you meet this person, and you really feel like other parts of your life just really start to make sense and really come into focus. I feel like you get like a lover, you are attracted to one another, and then you also get a best friend, and then you also get a life partner, and you guys just kind of grow together. I think there's a lot of love and appreciation for this. So I don't always pick up on this, but you've got a marriage and you've got a child for sure. It almost feels like a happily ever after, if I can be honest. Shar, whenever you're ready, go ahead and post your second question. Time frame or hint that you will know that this is the person. All right, let's see. Time frame. Time frame. Let's see. All right, so we are looking at next summer. More specifically, Leo season next summer, 2026. What I typically do is I'll pull a card to get like a general season or time frame, and then I'll ask year. So because Leo season's already passed this year, it's not looking like this year at all. It is looking more like next year. And then I clarified too by double checking with 2027, and they said no. So I think this comes in some time next year for you, specifically over the summer, even more specific during Leo season. But here's the thing. I feel like you I feel like everybody has the potential to speed a timeline up or slow it down. So, what I mean by this is that, like, if this is something that you're really calling into your life, if your person is also ready, you can meet them sooner than that. Um, so, just like focus on your spiritual team, asking them to send this person even sooner. But if next year sounds good and you're it sounds like perfect timing because I've got like stuff to work on in my own life. Just know it's coming for you. Hence to know that this is your person. Hence to know this is your person. There's something to do with mother energy. So the first thing that I'm getting is that either there's going to be some kind of something that this person's going to tell you about their mom. I think it has to do with admiration for their mom, a close relationship to their mom, meaning like they feel like their mom really carried the load. This person could have been a single mom, like had a single mom, and really just admires her for everything that she has been through, and just really shows you that they appreciate women essentially because of the way that they were raised by their mom. Um, this the 10 of wands can signify the mom carried a lot of a burden, wanted the best for their kid or their kids, and really put like their own needs aside. And this is something that your partner basically witnesses and says that they just like really admire and appreciate that. The 10 of Wands also speaks to like a heaviness and a burden. So it could indicate that I don't want to say that, I don't want to put this into existence, but it's possible that they lost their mom, like that they are, you know, that they feel heavy about this connection that they once had that they don't have any longer. But there's definitely like something to do with either the heaviness of their connection with their mom, or they're speaking to the fact that they really admire and appreciate their mom for what their mom has been through, and that, you know, maybe the mom has been through like a lot but really sheltered her kid or her kids um from like the hardships, because she really just wanted her kids to have like a really good life. So there's going to be some kind of conversation that happens with you and this person where he's talking about a mother figure in his life, and that it affects him, like it affects his life in a big way. um the other thing they're showing me with the 6 of Cups is that this person is going to feel very, very, very familiar to you. You're like almost going to be like, have I met this person before? Like, why is it so easy to talk to them? Why is it so easy to connect? And then a lot, I think, of what this person's answers, like what they're looking for, what they want out of a relationship, is going to be very much in alignment with what it is that you're looking for. It's hard to give specifics, but there really is just going to be this like feeling. There's going to be this knowing of like, I really think this could be my person. And it may not happen right at the first date, but there's going to be something inside of you that's like, keep pursuing this, keep talking to them, keep getting to know them. And then these things that I'm telling you right now are going to start to make a lot of sense, and they're going to start to kind of come into focus for you. But feeling like this person's feeling very familiar to you is important. And I think you're going to notice a lot of effort from this person as well, that they really want to show you that they appreciate you. So there's a feeling of familiarity and comfort, but also they may do things for you to really show that they're making an effort. You lost your mom last year. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. You said we're going to relate to each other in something about mother, and I lost my mom. Oh. Well, I hope your person didn't lose their mom and maybe just has a close relationship with them, and therefore you can kind of get a little bit of that maternal relationship with someone else through his mother, maybe. But you know, if you both lost your mom, then again, that would be a point of understanding and relatability, and you know, that might bring your guys' bond even closer too. Yeah, your person's definitely going to pursue you for sure. This effort is going to be unquestionable. Like this person's going to be inviting you to things, and wanting to introduce you to people in their life. And um you know, there's always going to be like a next date that gets set for you guys to constantly spend time together, and you're going to see like there's always something on the schedule for you guys to spend more time together. So that's going to really make you feel good and secure in the relationship, because you feel like this person's making intentions to continue to see you. And that is also very uncommon these days. So that's going to feel really nice to feel like you're always making plans to see one another, and that it really just feels kind of easy, you know? It is. It is, girl. So once you get him in your midst, hold on tight. And don't let a past relationship or life or anything like that get in the way and come screw it up. Because you will not believe how many times I have heard the story that you find a good person and you find someone that is giving you everything, and then all of a sudden an ex crawls right back into your life and you have to make a decision. Like, don't get distracted. Follow your gut. If this person's giving you everything that you could ever want, even if it's early days, even if it's just the first couple of weeks in, follow your gut, because you will severely regret letting someone like this go. So just make sure that your focus is on them and do not let someone else try to like get in the way of it. Don't. And honestly, I feel like too, don't let other people influence you either. If you have good people in your life that are supporting you and just want you to be happy, feeling like you want to share that you've met someone amazing with them is great if they're naturally supportive. But if you have like low key haters, or you have people that are really opinionated or judgmental in your life, maybe don't tell them about this person. Allow yourself the space to get to know them, really establish your own feelings for them, and then it's not going to matter whether someone likes him or not, or whoever this partner is. Then you can introduce it and it's not going to change your mind. I really want you to meet this person, and I really want you to make that decision for yourself. You'll be low key with your relationship until it's stable. And I think that's great. I think the best relationships are private, where you don't really know what goes on. You know, you're not posting about it, you're not sharing it, you know, you're not talking about it. It's like kind of a secret. And that's also kind of fun too. And then, you know, a couple months in, maybe then you can start sharing more about it. But the best kind of relationship, in my opinion, is one where everyone knows that you guys are together, but no one really knows what goes on in your life. They just know you're an item. They know you're together. It's very obvious that you guys are in a relationship, but they don't really know the goings on. And I think that's really the best kind of connection. Exactly. Private, not secret. It can be secret for a couple weeks, you know, but I feel like once you make it official, like if he asks you or you ask them to be in a relationship or something like that, whoever this person is, again, I'm just saying he, please don't judge me for that. But if you're just, you know, exploring it and stuff like that, that can be secret. But I think once you guys lock it in and make things official, then of course, yes, just private. Awesome. Well, Shar, if there's anything else you want me to add on for, just let me know. But otherwise, thank you so much for your donations. You are welcome. I don't delete my live streams so you can, when the live is over, you can always come back and comment your timestamp. But if you want it for your own records and you want to screen record for your phone, feel free to do that too. It's just I don't really delete live streams ever. So I feel like I've got stuff on here from like 2019 still, from readings I did a long time ago. So it's up to you. Hey girl, hey, how are you? All right, channel message. Nice. I actually did that yesterday. That's why I got on so early yesterday. I think it was like, well, did I get on early yesterday? Now I'm confused. Maybe that was Sunday. Girl, my days are just getting all mixed up. You said you're the same way. Oh my gosh, it's funny. Yeah, time is flying. I don't know. We were talking to my sister about it today, and I feel like I was just telling you guys that my sister just had a baby, and it's been 6 weeks since that conversation. I don't know why that feels so long ago. Like that feels like too much time has passed if you say 6 weeks. Like I feel like I told y'all that like 3 weeks ago. It's been 6 weeks since we've had that conversation. Like my husband has only seen his niece twice since she's been born because it's like every single week is flying by. Now, we do have like other stuff that's been going on in our lives that's kind of taken precedence. But I'm like 6 weeks? Where is the time going? Like that's what I want to know. I'm kind of freaked out. It is crazy. I don't know why. To me that just feels impossible. I'm like 3 weeks, okay, maybe 4, but nah, not a month and a half. That's crazy. Exactly. And like not only that, but we're literally leaving August right now. Like my mind is blown. I don't know how August went by so fast. I truly have no idea. I agree. August, for some reason, August went by faster, maybe from my perspective, because we had a lot of birthdays in August, and my husband included in one of those. But yeah, you're right. Actually, you know what? I would agree with that. I would agree that I feel like once like the 11th or the 12th of August hit, then it's like every day was actually like 2 days. So like we just skipped we were skipping days. Like we went from like the 11th to the 13th to the 15th to the 17th. Like, oh my gosh. And I need my weekends so badly right now. I need things to slow down. About halfway done. Last week he posted on his story the same day as you posted and was clear on the same news you weren't posting. Oh my gosh. He's like mirroring you. It's like a cryptic message letting you know or something. So crazy though, like, it can't be a coincidence, right? Almost done. I feel like what I'm picking up from him is kind of like a man version of like a mood board or like a picture board, a manifestation board. Like I'm almost getting like he has ideas for what he wants um for himself, and I highly doubt he's sitting there cutting out clippings out of a magazine and creating like a manifestation board or something, but like what is it called? Why can't I think of the name? But I feel like he is starting to kind of like dig in a little bit more to his imagination, starting to get a little more clear about what he wants his life to look like. He's seeming a little more ambitious today. So yeah, let me get this sent over to you. Thank you, vision board. My God, I was like, what the hell is this word? It's not coming to me. Before you came on a live, you swear you and your members were talking about a vision board for the rest of the year. What? That's crazy. By the way, I was looking at your reviews and congratulations. Those are amazing reviews, and I'm so happy for you and so proud of you. And you seem to really like have like a passion and a knack for this, and that's just so cool. This is like your niche, it seems like you really found it. And those reviews were stellar. So that's very, very cool. But yeah, I kind of feel like he's doing that, like a vision board. Now, his might be more of like a list format, meaning like, he might be kind of typing ideas on his phone, or if he has artistic qualities, he might be drawing pictures of things, or, depending on how his brain works, like he might be a very like articulate and just like very wordy and make lists, or I like I said, I don't think he's sitting there actually creating a vision board. But I still feel like he's tapping into that in some capacity. That's awesome. He's very intelligent, yeah. Lovely. Can I tell you a manifestation technique that I learned the other day, which I thought was pretty cool? Well, I learned it a couple months back, and maybe you've heard of it. Maybe this isn't something new, but if you wanted to share it with your members. So this manifestation coach that I saw, I took like a free class with her. She talked about how you can create a video inspiration for what you want your life to look like. So like, and you can watch it every day. And I feel like that resonates for me specifically because I'm such a visual person, and like I'd rather watch something than read something. And basically, she said just create a video of what you want your life to look like. So, when you wake up in the morning, what does your house look like? And basically use editing software to create a video. And you can even use, I think they said you can use Canva to create this, but almost like a highlight reel of like what you want your life to look like, inspiration pictures, but you make it like into a movie. Like you make it into like a video, like a minute or 2 minutes or something, and watch it every day and just get like re-inspired every single day. You saw something like that. And I love editing. Like I love editing is like a really surprising passion of mine. I'm really into editing videos, and it's just so 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 fun to me, like being able to see the vision and come together. So for whatever reason, like that really resonated with me. I haven't done it yet, but I wanted to share it with you in case you thought, oh cool, like that's another technique I can share with my clients. um you said you never tried it into a movie, because I feel like it's kind of like in school where like a teacher might teach certain kids certain ways and other kids other ways, because we all receive input, like, and information differently, and we all have different outputs of information. And so one person might learn something one way, and then if you explain it in a different way, then it clicks and it makes sense to other people. So maybe manifestation also can be like catered to the individual too. Like, are you someone who is like a very picture oriented person? Like, do you do better when you see images of things? Maybe they're more like a clairvoyant. Or are you like a written format type of person? Do you like when information is given to you in written form, like reading? Or do you like, and then maybe like depending on like what works for them, whether it's like reading or video or sensory or something like that, you could create like, I'm like totally like just spitballing here, but like you could create like customized ways for them to be able to manifest that resonates with the individual themselves. Oh, nice. So you actually kind of already started to do that already. You said you have so many ways to manifest. You have a hard time editing. I love editing. Love it. If you ever need me to edit anything, just tell me. Um Others who affirm, others who script. Yeah, so like lovely, that would be like so cool if you could create some kind of like jot form where it asks questions, and then like if everyone's question is always answered with a number 1, then you know to help customize their manifestation techniques with like images or video. Or like if they always select number 2 to the question, then you'll know, okay, they like written format. Or if it's like number 3, they're more of like a nonchalant manifester where they don't have a lot of time to dedicate to affirming. So maybe just having like different affirmations in their mind throughout the day is easier for them too. Like, yeah, that would be like so cool. I love it. I love it so much. That's awesome. All right, let me read you your reading really quickly. Sorry, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but for some reason like that came to me and I was like I have to tell her. I can see that, the ones who are able to visualize it. I am a visualizer myself. Personally, that's how I am. But it's also like a feeling too. It's also like for me, it's like I can see it in my mind and that's where it starts, and then I start to feel it in my body. And I just know everything is gonna work the way that I think it's going to in my mind. Yeah, I have to make myself a mini movie because that just sounds so cool. Okay, so for your reading, lovely, he says, lately I've been taking care of things that I have been putting off for too long. It's like something in me has decided to stop procrastinating and move forward. I'm just tired of seeing things that need to be done and feeling bad about it. I'm in a place of just get it done, and it's helped my mentality a lot. I know you and I haven't talked, but I hear your voice encouraging me to do better. I just want to make sure I am doing things right by you and not getting my signals crossed again to potentially ruin this. I have misread you before because of my own projection, and I want to avoid that at all costs. I need to learn to communicate better with you to prevent misunderstandings. If you've been trying to figure out how I feel, I get that because I have given you very little and that's on me. The truth is, I have wanted to say something to you for a while. I know I can't show up with vague energy. The ones who feel it manifest it faster too. Well, looky here. I see it and feel it. So that's cool. That makes me feel better. I might need to come to you to figure out blocks though, because there's a block here. I know it is. I know it's here. Like I have the ability to stay afloat, if that makes sense. Like I can keep my head above water, but I know that it's my birthright to have so much more than just keeping my head above water. I know that like I deserve abundance, and I know that I am destined or it's my birthright to have so much more and like not have to live in this like very stagnant place, you know? I want and I can see myself having so much more than that and so much more ease. And even though logically and realistically, I understand manifestation, and logically and realistically, I understand what I deserve, there has to be some kind of emotional or subconscious component that is getting in here and stopping it from happening for me. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's because maybe I don't want, like, because for instance, with money, I'm like, do I want to make the money or do I just want access to the money? You know what I mean? Like, do I want to manifest that my husband is making a very comfortable living so I don't have to work? Is that where my block is? Or do I want my own money, and do I want to have ease, and do I want to retire my husband and I work? Or do I want him to have like the main money and I just like I feel like I'm getting caught in the details of it all, and I keep changing my mind, and I feel like I'm misdirecting where this energy needs to go. And like for instance, lovely, like I will I will be like, okay, I know I need to work, got to make some money, got some bills to pay, whatever. But it's like I feel I block myself because I will come on here and be like, oh my God, I'm so tired. Like, I just want to go to sleep. And actually, I don't want to work. So I need to find a way to remove that block. Say, girl, what the fuck? Oh my God, today I was going to post. I don't know who needs to hear this, but fold the clothes you washed weeks ago. Yes. He's staring around his atmosphere and he's like, I need to get this done. I need to get that done. I need to hang that shelf. I need to, that's so funny. So many of us have a lot of money blocks. You'd be surprised at how small it is. I'm going to send you something. Okay, that sounds perfect. That's definitely something to get clear on. And lovely, I don't know what prices you charge or whatever, but if you ever want to exchange a service, I'm happy to do so. Um, for us to kind of work together on that, because I feel so abundant in so many areas. Like I feel abundant in my health. I feel abundant in my life, my family planning with my husband. I feel abundant in my house. I feel abundant in my relationships, in my faith, in my spirituality. I even feel very confident and abundant in what I'm doing for a living. It's just the money situation, and I'm like, am I just tired today and so I'm stopping the money from coming in? Cuz I don't want that. Like I want to make money effortlessly. I want it to just be easy. I want no strings attached. I just want easy breezy beautiful. And I almost feel like my energy, like if my head is not in it, I subconsciously will block it because I just don't feel like it. You know what I mean? You said you used to affirm making thousands daily, then recently I was like, no, that means working a lot. I don't want to do that. Yeah, exactly. I started saying I receive thousands daily and have noticed significant growth. I receive thousands daily. I love that. I receive thousands daily. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. And another thing too, lovely, is that like if I put a I like the receive thousands thing because you're not being super, super specific. You're not limiting yourself in that way. Because there are people who are manifesting and be like, I want to make 10 grand a month. And it's like, why are you putting a cap on that? Like, why are you saying 10 grand a month? Like, just say thousands a month, you know, minimum or whatever. But if you say thousands a day, then you're really leaving it open to interpretation. And the other thing is like I need to understand that it doesn't really matter how it happens. I just need to trust that it's going to. And that's like a really difficult thing for me to wrap my mind around as well. Because I'm always wanting to know how. How do I do this? How do I make this happen? And I probably block myself because I do that. It's old programming. Like money doesn't grow on trees. We have to work hard to have a lot of money. Exactly, like even with lottery wins, people get too specific. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But there's something somewhere, lovely. There's something somewhere in me. And I think what I desire is passive income. I think my heart says I want to do something one time and get paid on it time and time and time and time again. I think that's where my heart and my passion are. I want to be doing dishes and knowing that if money comes in, I'm not exchanging it for a service that I have to then perform. I would like to just see $100 roll in because someone purchased a tarot course for me. Like I teach how to do tarot. And I like, or if I'm selling a product on TikTok shop, then maybe like $30 comes in while I'm folding clothes and the work has already been done. My issue is my mentality of I have to exchange a service every single time for money to come in. And that's not my desire. I don't want to do that. I want to do the work once and get paid on it over and over and over. And with the current career that I have, I'm not exchanging my time for money, but I'm exchanging my services for money. And by default, my time. So, I have manifested that I got out of a full-time job and I'm not working like 8 to 10 hours a day and working for someone else. I've manifested that I'm home and that I'm only working a couple hours a day, but I'm like now getting to the point where and you know what I mean? You get it. And also you also know what's happening in my life, my personal life right now. And there's a reason why I'm not going to be able to dedicate time for money because I'm going to have other priorities. So I'm in that place where I need to be able to figure out how to allow for that money to come in while also not exchanging a service because right now it's easy for money to come in, but I know that that's attached to something that I have to do. You said, I bet we figure out it will be so small. I know that's what it feels like to me. It feels like it's not even that big of a thing, but it's there. You said we're legit the same person. I'm working on self-taught manifestation courses that people can purchase and doing it on their own. I love that. I think that's perfect. Girl, I get it. A huge priority. Exactly. Because I'm sitting here thinking about my future and I'm like, am I going to be able to like sit down and stream and not be interrupted and da 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 da? I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this. So I'm just like, what is it that I can do for myself that will allow that income to come through for me because I did the work one time? So then I'm like, is it drop shipping? Is it TikTok shop? Is it selling a course? Which everyone sells a course these days. So I'm like, and honestly, like sometimes that kind of turns me off a little bit when I'm seeing like, I'm like, I don't know. And I don't know if I want to be that person, but you get what I'm trying to say. I basically just want to like do the work once and then get paid on it time and time and time and time again. That's my passive income. That's my passion. That's what I want to happen. I want to be chilling at the pool and $50 rolls in. I want to be like making a smoothie and then another 25 and then I want to be like out on a date with my husband and then $100 rolls in. Like I want to just live my life and just see the money rolling in on my phone. Like that is my dream. So I've got to figure out what is it that I need to do to set that up for myself. Yeah, exactly, exactly. He said I can stand out. Cracking the fuck up. Exactly. Just a click of a button. Exactly. Like that is my dream. And you can trust me, I'll for sure send you stuff this week. Okay, lovely. That sounds great. And also, like, I want to exchange services with you. So, like, if there's something that you typically will charge for, you just let me know. And then maybe we can exchange some readings or some channeled messages or something, whatever's like the equivalent of what you normally would charge or something like that. Um, like I want to make sure that you're feeling like your time is also being prioritized by me, especially if you're going to be helping me with this. So you just let me know too. But yeah, that's I think that's where my head is at. I think it was just so funny because my aunt was asking me, she's like, "Well, what's your passion? Like, what do you love to do?" And I was like, "My passion is doing nothing and getting paid for it. That is my passion." I have been a Capricorn stellium since day one. I have been hyper independent. I have a Chiron in house 4. My wound is just essentially my childhood and my growing up in my home life. And I have always felt hyper independent. I have always felt like I need to be the perfectionist. I was born the oldest. I felt like I always had to be perfect in school, perfect at my job. I always held down multiple jobs at once, always worked full time. I felt like my whole life up until 29, 30 years old has been specifically working my life away and getting good grades and going to school and working, 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 working. And I've hit this point in my life where that is not desirable to me anymore. And I feel like I've paid my dues and I just don't want to do it anymore. I just don't. I want to enjoy my life. When I was in my old manifestation group, there were so many people that have money flooding to them out of thin air and don't work. That's what I'm saying. Like, I know it's possible. So I need to figure out where I'm getting lost, like where I'm losing service. Do you know what I mean? Like I have access to all the channels on the walkie-talkie, but what channel do I need to be on? You know? I need to figure it out. Because then what's going to happen, lovely, is I'm going to have so much more like time and room and like excitement to help people and maybe do even do that for free because I know that I'm good on money and I don't have to worry about income. And so therefore it frees me up to be more of service to other people or follow my passions or spend more time with people or whatever that's more important to me. Like I feel like I could do so much if I didn't have to worry about this. I could do so much. I could accomplish so much and achieve so much. So, anyways, I'm not going to hold you up any longer. I'm so sorry. I'm like yapping away. Um, but yeah, your channeled message definitely was making me feel like he's in a place of ambition, and he's kind of like just staring at things like, mail piling up somewhere. And he's like, I really got to go through this and make sure that, my bills are paid, or like maybe he sees that he's been wanting to hang these pictures up in his house, and he's just like been putting it off, or he really wants to declutter his room, or he wants to donate some of his clothes. Like, I really feel like it's that external space that's really like starting to get to him. And I think that's because he's growing up, because he's realizing that this external world of his is a projection of his internal world. And so he's just feeling, and he feels good. He's like, wow, when I do that thing, I feel so much better. I feel so much more clear. I feel like I accomplished this thing I've been putting off. Why did I wait so long? So, yeah, I mean, I think it would be funny if because you said you felt like an urge to um make a post like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but I still think you should. Like, I still think that that would be um synchronicitous. I don't know what I'm looking for, but it would make him feel like he's in alignment with what it is that you're saying, because he's going to go, you know what, I did do that thing, and that feels good. And he's watching you. So he said, you're a good girl. I love talking to you about these things. Remember last week I did deep cleaning, and I'm still working on that. So it's funny. He's kind of in the same energy. He is. Yeah, he is. The part where you said he misread you, you actually thought about that earlier? Really? Like earlier today? Yeah, he like feels like he was just kind of putting his own like judgment on the situation, or his own projections on the situation, and like instead of taking what you said to him at face value, he was just like interpreting it in his own twisted way, and therefore was like, okay, no. And now he's like, should I ruin that? Oh, it's wild. I definitely think he's aware of that now, that he completely misread you before. And he interpreted the things that you were saying in a very skewed way. And it might have felt, to him, I think it might have felt like he was picking up on the fact that you were getting attached too quickly, because you were maybe looking for consistency. And really, that was a projection of his own insecurity, because of like his experiences that he's had with other people who might have been very controlling of him and his time. And he was kind of just like putting you, like lumping you together with his experience, rather than really willing to see you with fresh eyes and see you for being a new person, and for who you truly were. And I think that's what really sucks about people screwing other people over, is like that baggage will always bleed into the next relationship. And a lot of times that can ruin things before it even has the chance to get started. So I really feel like that's something he's trying to work on. The fact that you guys are so connected, though, and it's funny because this stuff is coming through the ratings, things that you've been thinking or posting or talking about. Um, I think that's really cool. Does he, like, is he, where the hell is he? Is he like in a city? Does he have the potential to, like, instead of drive somewhere, like take a different mode of transportation, like a bike or a bus or something? Like, I don't know why I was kind of tapping into that energy earlier as well. Um, like alternative means of transportation. And I really don't know. And like the reason I'm asking this is because I don't really have like a sentiment to attach to this. It was just something that I was picking up on um for whatever reason. Um and like I said, I don't really know what to do with that information because I don't think there was like a reason for me to feel that way, but I was just curious. He said social media memes that said, God forbid a girl actually likes you. Oh, I love that. Having your own place is so good. So he's probably not in the city then if he's got a single home, like a single family home. Um, I don't know. There's something, maybe it has to do with exercise then, because I was like picking up like a bike, like cardio maybe. Maybe he's like working out a little more. I know that these messages come in weird. Like if you go see a medium, she'll be like, "Oh, well, I see like a pink ribbon. That's my sign of some form of cancer." It's not always like ovarian or like breast cancer, but usually it just kind of signifies like I know spirit kind of communicates to people in a way that's symbolic and you kind of have to make that interpretation and see that. So I'm like, so maybe I'm equating like a bike to like a workout bike. But anyways, maybe he's putting a little more effort into his physique. But yeah, I just want him to message you already. Like, hello. What are you doing with your life? Well, lovely. Thank you for your donation. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good night. Okay, perfect. Thank you for doing that. Techie, just let me know once you get that donation sent over, okay? I got it. What's your question? All right, you said, where do I see your love life by the end of the year? Well, I feel something big happens before the end of the year because let me tell you, I'm getting a lot of major arcana cards and they're all coming through like heavy in the beginning of this reading. So, major arcana, if you're not familiar with tarot, Oh, you're good, Techie, no worries. Love is like my specialty anyways, so like I like answering questions about love. Um, I don't think that you're single dimensional. Trust and believe that. So with major arcana in tarot, there's two separate arcanas. One is called major, one is called minor. Minor is the details, it's the adjectives, it's the nouns, it's the verbs. And the major arcana is like the themes. Okay. So, for instance, major arcana is like the dog over there. Okay. So, what's the theme? There's a dog and they're over there. Whereas the minor arcana is like adjectives, like it's a spotted dog, it's a husky, it's a Dalmatian, and it's tall or short or fat or skinny or whatever. And where are they standing? Like, do you get what I mean? So that's kind of how tarot is broken up. So when we see major arcana in like the majority of your reading, like I'm seeing right now, it's explaining that something big is happening before the end of the year because the major arcana signifies major life themes, i.e., major arcana. So, what are the themes before the end of the year? That you have the power to make what you want happen in your love life to happen. You have all the tools in your arsenal. This is like heavy manifestation that's happening for you, meaning that if there's a dream or a wish or a goal on your heart when it comes to your love life, that is what's coming for you before the end of the year. We also have justice. So the theme of justice is everything that you deserve is coming to you. Justice is what we see to restore balance in the world. Justice is a lot of times karma. So if you feel like you've been screwed over a lot in relationships, the good karma that you had to miss and that you haven't had the stuff you've had to endure is kind of coming back around full circle to bless you. We also have the tower in reverse, meaning that your life is, instead of falling apart, it's coming together. So with these three cards, it's like basically your wish. Your wish is coming true before the end of the year. This thing that you've been wanting to happen in your love life, whether that's, oh, I really want to just get into like a relationship with someone. I want to find my person. I want to have a partner. Um, that kind of thing. Like that is what comes for you before or by the end of the year. Then I also have the Six of Pentacles, and that means that your love life is really giving back to you. Okay. So, where like the Eight of Cups, it's like a random card I'm thinking of, it's not in your reading, but like that talks about how you were working tirelessly to give someone your support to no end and feeling like now you're like, okay, I've got to like give that up because they're not giving back to me. You have the Six of Pentacles, which is like, I'm giving so much to someone before the end of the year, and then it's all coming back. That person is reciprocating. That person is like giving me what I want. They're, if I have a certain energy towards them, they're matching that energy. They're showing that equal effort that I'm putting into this. I'm also getting back. Things feel balanced. It doesn't feel lopsided or one-sided. It doesn't feel like I'm trying really hard to make a relationship work. You really feel like this other person is really in this to work with you and really just be a partner to you. I also feel like this is like high desire and passion and physical attraction to this person. There's a lot of intimacy that's being engaged or initiated here before the end of the year. So maybe you're getting intimate with someone if you can pick up my meaning. I feel like you're just exploring that exciting, like very exciting part of like the beginnings of a relationship with someone um before the end of the year. And I think it's making you feel good. It's making you feel there's like a difference between feeling confident within yourself, but then there's the feeling of being confident within the relationship, feeling like a person is just as into you as you're into them. You're not having to wonder where you stand with that person. They're being very clear with you what their intentions are. It's just there's just something very special about that, and I think that that type of relationship is what's gaining momentum before the end of the year.